Okay, this is just a quick video over the simulation that I gave you in class today. This is 8.3c. We're talking about a fixed number of wells, and a production well has an 18% probability of occurring. So a productive well, make sure you're using that nomenclature, okay? For the current venture, enough capital has been raised to drill 10 exploratory wells. So using the random table below, simulate the 10 wells, 18% probability, and we're going to run the simulation 15 times. Determine the number of wells that are productive. Mark on or above the table so that someone can follow your work. So you got to make sure you show your work. Now the probability we're dealing with is 0.18. So we're going to let 00 to 17 represent finding oil, and 18 through 99 represent a well not finding oil. Alright, we're going to take 2 digits at a time until you have 10 wells, and we're going to count the number of wells that are productive. Now, second of all, what we're going to do is we're going to run our simulation. So notice 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 digits represents 10 wells because we're doing 2 digits at a time. I marked them off and I highlighted and boxed in the numbers that are between 00 and 17. There were 2 here, 3, 2, 1, 6, 1, 4, 2, 1, 0, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. Then I constructed an appropriate frequency distribution. Now notice the highest number was 6, so that is what I put here. My lowest number was 0, which is right here, and that's what I put in the beginning. So the number of wells went from 0 to 6. The probability, now notice I left it as a fraction instead of a decimal. So 1 out of the 15 wells had, so number of wells, so 0 number of wells, so probability of 1 out of 15. Number of wells that were productive of 1, so 5 times that occurred. How many times did I get 2 wells that were productive? 5 times. 3 wells that were productive? Twice. I got 4 wells were productive out of 10 1 time, and 5 I got none, and then 1 time I got 6 wells, productive wells, out of in my simulation. So that's 1 out of 15 out of the 15 simulations that occurred. Then, based on this information on my frequency table, I'm going to answer some questions. So let me go ahead and put this in a split screen. Alright, let me blow this up a little bit. And in fact, I only need this right here. Just need my distribution. Okay. Alright, now based on this, over here, what is the, let me blow this up a little bit more. Okay. What is the estimated probability that exactly 5 wells? Well, probability that x equals 5, if you notice over here, I get 0 wells. So the probability is 0. The probability that exactly 1 well would be productive, well, again, 1 well is right here. And so that's 5 out of 15, which is 0.333. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to take this off of dual screen. Alright, now some other questions. What is the estimated probability that at most 4 wells? So this was 0, this was 1, this was 2, this was 3, this was 4. Added them all up and I got 14 out of 15, which is 0.9333. Determine the expected value. Now remember, expected value is 0 times its probability, 1 times its probability. Add them all up and I got 31 over 15, which is 2.0667. And what does that mean? You have to interpret. On average, there will be 2.067 productive wells in a group of 10 wells. If we were to use the expected value formula associated with binomial setting, that'd be n times p. So 10 times 0.18 is 1.8. So we get very close to what this is. So these two things are very, very close.